Hey, what's up, guys? I did it. I beat weed, but we're gonna test the results. Here's a good blunt. I made it myself. I rolled it myself. I'm proud of it. I don't do this regularly. Here's how I want weed to be. I don't want weed to be an important part of my life. I want weed to be like candy. I like candy, but I'm not always eating candy. That's what I want it to be like. All right, boom. That explains it. I'm not addicted. You're addicted. Fuck you. I can quit whenever I fucking want. Okay, so here's what goes on. Here are all the things that weed is going to do to try and make a bad experience possible, right? So, number one, it's going to say, you're too disoriented to explain why this can't happen, so now it can. This being something bad. Now, what this does is your fear of not being able to explain causes you to back out of the mass bet, allowing those who are being illogical to have more room to act without consequences. So long as you know that you're connected to something like Nasimov, nothing, something, everything. Nothing is something, all of that explains everything, and all of that needs to be ethical in order to exist without collapse. In order to sustain itself logically, it needs to be ethical, right? Boom, you remember that, you can stay massing regardless, because you're not being illogical at that point, right? That's all you need to remember. That's your base, that's your safety net, right? Now, it says, all right, the argument for you're too disoriented to explain why this can't happen, so it can be defeated by, you still know that it cost you and that you should not occur, even if you won't accept me saying how or why you shouldn't. So pretty much the argument is, you don't know what you're doing, now I can occur because you can't say anything to stop me, and you still know that I'm right though, and so you can't just keep going even though you won't let me say how. And so there's that, right? And then there is, you will still get lost and be mortal even if you know all of this. Here I can say, no, I won't, because, hold on. I'll still have immediate, constant and stable access, uninterrupted access to Nasimov, the base explanation which says that life has to be good. And thus, I will not be pulling back out of mass, out of fear of being irrational, right? So pretty much, the thing is, I'm smoking weed. Smoking weed equals being dumber. Being dumber means I have to pull back what I'm doing so I don't fuck anything up, right? I'm not doing it anymore because I have my base objectives, my base concepts to not fall apart, my base essence, right? And so this can even be used as an opportunity where during the frustration of physical occurrence, of physical measuring, I can set new normalized expectations for my future, for my reality, right? Okay. So here's how this goes. Smoking weed allows frustration and greater immediate malleability of physical change, which is normally held together by a shared, agreed upon rate of occurrence. And what that means is everybody observing agrees by what they think is possible that things need to occur this way for now. It's the balance. It's the balance for things. Now, I've given you guys so much information that we might be able to do really impossible things, and now they're normal to us. And that's how people get rich. That's how people become all the things, right? And so, instead of this frustration being taken advantage of to make me insecure, now I can use it as an opportunity to make what I want possible via being ready and available and having an immediate excuse to justify a higher change of rate of occurrence. Meaning I won't be confused if good things happen for me this time because I can explain why it's happening, how to hold it still, and how to not let it fall apart via being afraid that I don't understand it, right? And so here's another thing. This is where the whole, it can still happen, right? All right, so here's what this is. Weed will try to intimidate you. You'll smoke it, and it will then become physical. It'll flesh out. It'll say, you've lost your concept, and so you don't know what any of this is. Now you're just physical flesh. And if you go forward not knowing what any of this is, you can really hurt yourself because you'll be wrong and you'll crash, you'll collapse, right? And so here's what it does. It gives you something physically intimidating. Now you see normal things, but these normal things are just more intimidating for no reason. They're scary because it seems like they're irrational and unnegotiable somehow. And that irrational, illogical, unnegotiable mass is only intimidating because you know that it will not abide by what makes sense. Therefore, it'll cause physical, social, and violent collisions. And that's what it does. It makes things scary so that you're made immediately insecure. And once you're made from this to this, you're insecure. Now all those concepts that want to happen on you, all those bad things that want to happen, now they can sneak in because you've been intimidated to an insecurity that you cannot explain, right? But now you can explain it. Now you can say, I know what all this is. I know exactly what you're doing. And now I can use all of this to justify a quicker rate of change without collapsing anyone's shared judgment, because they can just use the idea that I'm high to keep themselves from collapsing in observation. I think I got everything, and even the thing that I didn't get, it's always fine. It's fine. I have it. Okay, so I'm gonna go smoke this. And I will be back in an hour with the results. Yes, 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 yes.